the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast here on a Tuesday morning. We're glad that you've joined us wherever and whenever it is that you tune us in here on Auburn Blitz and making Auburn Blitz part of your Auburn daily intake for athletics. Randy, good to see you here. It feels like Monday. It's going to be like this all day for me. Every time I turn around and be like, hey, what's up? It's Monday. It's not. Hope everybody had a great weekend, extended weekend. For the most part, the weather held off. I mean, every day it was supposed to rain, and it did a little bit, but for the most part, everybody was able to get in their weekend sporadically here and there. So hope you had a good one too, man.
I did, and it is going to be a rough one. It's going to be a Monday morning blues for me, but got a busy week scheduled. I know you do too. Got summer starting for a lot of us out there, so trying to figure out where the kids are going and what they're doing this summer is part of it. And I know that you wear about 75 hats, and one of your hats is Board of Education member. And you may think that it actually gets a little easier, I'm guessing, Brett Pritchard, when you have the school get out. But the transitions and so many decisions that are being made once school's out probably speeds things up for y'all, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't think there's ever a break anytime in anything anymore, sports, school, whatever. I mean, everything just kind of merges together. And then you wait to get to summer, and summer is so busy and everybody's got stuff going on, and you blink and it's time for school to start back. I know all the teachers out there watching and maybe listening at some point say, man, can you just shut up, please? You know, I just got out. Can we please at least have a few weeks, but no, you're right. I mean, it's just real busy, and it doesn't really ever slow down. And so is the case for sports and Auburn athletics. Man, there is a ton of unbelievable things going on right now with Auburn golf, Auburn baseball, OVs coming in, second round of Auburn official visits we'll talk about today. But we'll start wherever you want to start, man. I mean, I can start with golf as they get ready to defend a national championship. Auburn with the second highest seeding in school history in baseball, getting a 4 seed. I mean, just a lot of really good things, man.
Well, I'll start with golf and keeping up with it throughout the weekend. It kind of feels like the way that Auburn's playing in golf was the way that I remember the Memorial Day weekend whenever Auburn was going so strong with softball. You know, you had those stretches where you may be at the beach, you may be at the lake, but there was always a key softball game going on, and Auburn's getting closer there with their softball program, but nowhere near to the level that we had it for about a 5 or 6 year span. So we'll see if we can get it there. But with the other two, definitely are there. The men's golf led a large majority of the tournament. Going into the second day, started taking over the lead and then held on to it until that last day, and finish up number 2 overall. And just to give everybody a heads up on how this works, now you go into match play, and it's team versus team. There's 8 seeds left. Auburn's the number 2, so the 2 versus the 7. Same matchup that we've had before against Virginia. So Auburn, hey, you always worry when you get into match play that one player or a certain number of players just aren't at their peak. But here's the beauty of what I saw with match play with Auburn last year. There's a really good camaraderie with the team. I'm not saying that doesn't happen everywhere, but I feel like there's a strong competitive spirit with this team. And I feel that once they get out of the individuals and get into this match play in the NCAA tournament, and know, Brett, that they've already been able to pull this off with several of these guys being key contributors last year, that I don't know what about you? I mean, I think that bodes well for us going into this match play segment of the NCAA tournament, and what a year it's been and what a couple of years it's been.
Well, you return a lot of guys that were here last year that won this national championship, and they were younger, but very familiar with the course, this team did not play. I mean, this team finished second, and they were the most consistent team in the tournament. They shot under par every round, the only team to do that. I mean, you look at Arizona State, they had that one day at -11 on round 2. Then they came back with a +7 the next day when Auburn shot a -2. Auburn really on round 3, I think the wind was a major factor, and it affected a lot of play, a lot of teams and the way they played. Auburn was steady Eddie and scored a -2s, which vaulted them up to the top spot. And Arizona State came back and shot -8 yesterday when Auburn shot -2. But Auburn shot -2 3 of the 4 days and had a -6 there on day number 2. And a lot of people scored high that day. And, you just look at it from a consistent standpoint. That's what you want to see in match play. You want to see the team that's the most consistent. And when you look at the individuals, Arizona State's got 3 guys up there. We've got 2, and Coach Kleinert said this at our regional in Auburn. He said, we got to get more from our back end. And, Carson Baca didn't play the best in stroke play. He was +5. Jackson Coyven was -6. Brendan ended up coming back a little bit to -1. But Josiah was even, and Caden Pope was +4. So, look, Carson Baca's got it in him to go really low. And we've seen him. He had a really good regional. Actually, the last day he had the low score for Auburn. And so, that's just what day 2 of the regional, he had the low score. But, they've got it in them. I mean, everybody. I mean, the steady Eddies are Brendan and Jackson. And then the wild cards, if you get Carson and Josiah or even Caden to step up a little bit, it's going to be a hard team to beat. I mean, by anybody, including Arizona State.
Well, I wouldn't trade our team with anybody else's, especially knowing the way that this thing played out last year. Some unbelievable shots coming down the stretch last year. And Coach Kleinert just knows how to say the right things and get this team playing at the right time. And it's right now. Very, very good opportunity for Auburn to go back-to-back national champions in golf. Look, we all would like to say that we were back-to-back champions in anything, but the sport of golf has become such a massive sport. And, and I keep up around the state of Alabama, so I'll start there, Brett. You and I make as many posts and as many news posts when it comes to sports here in high school ranks in the state of Alabama as anybody. And we're just popped, so hopefully I'm still in there. But the one thing that I've noticed, Brett, is the scores have dropped so much over the years. When you and I were coming through school, if you could shoot, mid-70s, low 70s, you still
right.
I lost it.
Yeah, you're here, but you're frozen. So we'll try to get back and see if we can get him back. Boy, that power down there, man, is brutal. The power in Dadeville, Alabama, down there at that area is just awful. It does it all the time. You can have a clear day and it pop or whatever. But anyway, the bracket will be as such. Arizona State will match up with Ole Miss. They're the number 8 seed. Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. Bedlam on the golf course. Number 4 versus number 5. Florida and Texas. That's the 3 versus the 6. And, of course, Auburn, the number 2 seed, will match up with the number 7 seed. Again, there it is. And so it will be televised starting at noon Central Time. Again, you can tune in on the Golf Channel. That will be the place that you go to find it. But again, when you look at it from a standpoint of Auburn being in a really, really good position, being in a good shape to defend their national championship. Again, you probably wanted to. It's like Coach Kleinert said, finish 1, but it really doesn't matter. It was all for seeding, and Auburn's right there. They'll take on, and you can't worry about what somebody else is doing. you got to take on the team that you're matched up with. And so Auburn will match up with Virginia here and get things started today. But very familiar, right here where they won it last year. So it's exciting. Right back in a position. That's all you can even ask for when you're defending national champs, to be right back in a position to try to win it again with the same guys. But Jackson Coyven earns his PGA card. I mean, I don't think anybody is surprised by that. It was just a matter of time. He was able to earn that PGA card. Finished in a tie for fourth, shooting 6 under individually during stroke play. So able to finish and get that PGA card. He's the third player through the PGA Tour U to land their PGA card. So congratulations to Jackson Coyven being able to do what he's been able to do, man. Look, he's probably the best golfer in the country. I know from time to time people can be better at a tournament, but looking at what he did last year at such a young age, and then bringing and really leading this team back to where they are now is phenomenal. So congratulations to Jackson Coyven. Hopefully Auburn can get off to a good start today and really get things rolling. So looking forward to that. I don't know if we'll get Randy back or not. So we'll get to some of our partners here on the program, and Faith will join us here in just a little bit. Sensa Green, for air that's cool and clean, call on Sensa Green. They are the carrier experts here in the state of Alabama, saving you thousands of dollars on new installs. Again, when you buy a unit from them, you also get their customer service, and their customer service is second to none. It's not just that you buy something and then there it is. I mean, you buy the customer service, whoever it is that you deal with. And so if something were to ever happen, you've got Sensa Green there to come and take care of it. So call on Sensa Green today. Again, saving thousands of dollars on new installs, and they'll take care of you. Scout Program Management, a full service construction management firm in Birmingham, Alabama, specializing in educational projects. They will take you from the pre-construction phase all the way to the finished product. Can't say enough great things about Scout Program Management. When they're managing multi-million-dollar projects, you want to make sure everything is done correctly when you're spending that kind of money. Scout Program Management will make sure your project is done correctly. So call on them. And then Bunkers in downtown Auburn. Again, one of our favorite places to eat, to go hang out. If you're looking for a place to go hang out with friends, family, whatever, it's the perfect environment for any of that. Got 2 bars, the simulator bays, you can rent those out, and you better call ahead and do that. I mean, we made the mistake a few weeks ago of thinking we could walk in and just grab one, and they were all full. They were already full at lunch. So make sure you call ahead, reserve one of those if you want to take your family or your friends and hang out. It's a great place, and they got 50 parking spaces right there in downtown Auburn, so you don't have to worry about parking. It's going to be a very accessible for you. Go check out Bunkers on West Glen if you have not done that. If you haven't, shame on you. I don't know what you're waiting on out there, as we always say. All right, we'll slide over and talk a little bit about baseball. And baseball, again, setting records, and the SEC setting records, man. I'm telling you, the SEC, 13 teams making the NCAA baseball tournament, just like basketball. Basketball with 14 teams, baseball with 13 teams. So things just continue to roll right along for the SEC, and just such a very, very tough league in any sport. Doesn't matter which sport that you're playing. It's just extremely tough. And but Auburn gets to host this regional. They're top 4 seed. It ties for the highest seed ranking in school history, which means if they win their regional, they move on and they'll get to host a super regional. We match up with the Coastal Carolina regional. So it'll be interesting to see what we can do if we get past that. I mean, obviously Coastal Carolina has been a really, really good team for a long time, and kind of taking a few steps back, but now with a new coach, and they've gotten that program back to, a very, very good program here in the country. So Auburn, again, will open up with Central Connecticut State on Friday. And, when you look at Central Connecticut State, you're like, that should be a team Auburn should be able to take care of. But again, every single team in this tournament can beat you, and especially if they've got one really good pitcher and they're facing you, it could be you could take a L. They're going to have one of the best hitters in the country that Auburn's got to face. Aiden Redahan is hitting an unbelievable 458 on the season with 17 doubles. Has driven in 69 runs and's got 9 home runs. So again, a very, very good hitter in Aiden Redahan with Central Connecticut State. So we'll see how that plays out, but we'll also see how Auburn's pitching rotation is and who will line up first for Auburn. Will it be Sam Dutton? I mean, will we see him first? Will it be Cam Tilley? Whoever it will be. I know it's kind of odd with the SEC baseball tournament, how that kind of played out. Who will get that call on Friday night? That game is anticipated to start at 6:00 if everything stays on time. The other two teams, NC State and Stetson, the 2 and the 3 seed, will start things at 1:00 on Friday. And so it looks like ticket sales have been outstanding. Looks like the reserve seats sold out pretty doggone quick. There may be less than about 300 general admission tickets left for people, even if they're still there now. If you're waking up here on Tuesday morning trying to figure out how you're going to get a ticket to the regional this weekend, again, hopefully Auburn can navigate their way through this regional, get the win, and then wait and see what happens in the Coastal Carolina regional, and whoever wins that regional would come over and play Auburn in Auburn the following weekend. All right, how it will work on Saturday, the loser of game 1 and 2 will take on each other at 2 p.m. We hope we're not in that game. And then the winner of game 1 and 2 will take on each other at 8:00 on Saturday night. So then you will turn to Sunday, and then you get into the to the losers bracket, winner bracket deal, and then hopefully Auburn's sitting there with 2 wins, and somebody's got to beat Auburn twice on Sunday, possibly. To move on, but hopefully that's how it'll play out. But Auburn, again, one of 13 SEC teams to make the NCAA tournament. Just a strong field. When you look at the top 4 seeds, it looked like when they released it in alphabetical order, Arkansas, Auburn, Texas, and Vanderbilt were the top 4 seeds. Obviously, Auburn being the number 4 seed, Vanderbilt being the number 1 seed. Arkansas, to me, though, just off the hoof, is probably the most complete team to me in this tournament. It's going to be again, there's not a team that really just stands out that maybe like Tennessee last year or some teams that you've seen in the past what they call a super team. Obviously Vanderbilt's really good, but they're beatable. Texas is beatable. North Carolina comes in at the 5th seed. LSU, the 6th seed, they've been number 1 for a while. Auburn swept them. Georgia has been at the top of the heat for a good bit of the year. They get the 7 seed, and then Oregon State, who played independently this year, managed to, I think they only played 19 home games. So 19 home games, they were 41-12-1, had to play independently because the Pac-12 dissolved. So they didn't have a conference to play. So they had to go out and find games to play. And they end up being 41-12-1. So I don't care who you are, tip your hat to Oregon State there on putting together a hell of a season, going 41-12-1. But again, I saw a lot of comments online of people complaining about the SEC bias. It's not really SEC bias when you back it up and you play the schedule. And Auburn, if you look at Auburn, they're the only team in the top 8 that didn't win 40 games, but they had the toughest schedule in the country and a top 5 RPI. And so they're 38-18. Again, when you look at the teams around them, Vanderbilt, Texas, and Arkansas, I don't think anybody can argue with that seeding. They are probably the top 3 teams in the country. You can argue maybe Arkansas was better than Texas. They had a better record. They beat them head to head. Regardless, LSU, Georgia, North Carolina. I mean, they come in at the number 5 seed, right below Auburn. I know there were some North Carolina fans complaining that felt like they should have got a little bit higher seed. The bottom line is, if you got a top 8 seed, it doesn't matter. If you got a top 8 seed, that's all that really mattered. That guarantees that you will host a super regional, and that's what Coach Thompson was talking about. Again, just the opportunity to be at home and to play the regional, and then knowing that if you take care of business, you can move on and have a chance at a super regional at home. So again, the 4 teams, obviously Auburn in this regional, Central Connecticut, Stetson, and NC State. And I think it's a good draw. I really think Auburn got a good draw in this tournament. Again, Central Connecticut comes in at 31-15, should be able to take care of business. Stetson 40-20, really good program. But NC State coming out of the ACC, 33-19, a really, really, really good team that more than likely, if things hold serve, would be Auburn's second game. And again, that second game is always the most crucial in the winner's bracket, because if you win those first 2 games, it really puts you ahead of the game with everybody else. And somebody's got to come back and beat you twice at that point. And so hopefully Auburn will be sitting in really, really good shape. We'll get to some more partners here in just a minute. Hopefully we'll get Faith here joining me in just a little bit. Again, when you look at pitching, it could be Cam Tilley, it could be Sam Dutton. I wouldn't think it would be Christian Chatterton getting the start in game number 1. It will probably either be Cam Tilley or Sam Dutton. It depends on what Coach Thompson decides he wants to do there. Are you trying to save Sam Dutton for a possible second round matchup against NC State? I mean, that's part of tournament baseball. You're trying to look ahead. Or you trying to you don't want to look past your first opponent, but you're trying to manage who do you want to run out there at what time, and who do you want that particular pitcher to face. It's a chess match for sure, but again, you don't want to lose the first game. So we'll see. And will it be Cam Tilley or Sam Dutton? We'll just have to wait and see what Coach Thompson says there. So all right, we'll shift gears and we'll come back and maybe talk a little bit more about some Auburn baseball in just a little bit. We'll dive into the official visits coming up this weekend. And again, a star-studded list of guys coming in. No official visitors this past weekend with Memorial Day and everything going on. But with everything that kind of went down last week with Travis Burgess, got 1 target really on the board now for Auburn at quarterback. Doesn't mean that they don't recruit some other guys. They don't have a conversation with some other guys and maybe pick up another OV from somebody. But Landon Duckworth now obviously becomes top priority from Jackson. Both him and Travis Burgess were to come in this coming up weekend. Travis Burgess pulls the trigger and commits to North Carolina. I don't think that visit's on the table anymore now for Auburn. So it will be, all attention on Landon Duckworth from Jackson High School. Again, some other really, really top targets that we'll go through here in just a minute. But Landon Duckworth, going into his senior season at Jackson, led them to a state championship this past year, threw for over 3,000 yards. Just a really, really solid quarterback that I think has a tremendous upside. Big kid, got room to put more weight on. He's basically playing with an all-star team down in Jackson. He's got an unbelievable running back, obviously, that Auburn's pursuing, Xavier Crowell. Back there in the backfield, has got one of the top receivers in the state there. At Jackson. So they're a very, very good team. And again, he plays really, really good competition. He's shown that he can do the things that he needs to do, and he's the priority target for Auburn at quarterback right now. So Landon Duckworth coming in this weekend is definitely one to look at, and then we'll talk some more about here in just a little bit. All right, a legacy coming into Auburn this weekend. Wilson Zaire, we've talked about him a little bit. His brother Killian Zaire played at Auburn. Again, he is a top prospect, a 4-star out of Rabun Gap, Georgia. Again, offensive linemen are really, really priority for this Auburn recruiting class. I want to continue to build that up. We've talked about how the recruiting class, this past recruiting class, and then through the transfer portal, Auburn really added a ton of great players. Really kind of going to be one of the strongest parts of this football team coming in this season, we hope, with the additions of the transfer portal and the guys that have been there, that have started for so long. Really, another group of offensive linemen that Auburn are looking to bring in to continue to add depth to build the strength on the lines of scrimmage. Defensive linemen as well. Last weekend was a very, very big defensive line heavy, edge rusher heavy group of guys coming in. And we talked about those quite a bit with Tank Jones and some of those guys, and a guy that we're going to go see tomorrow at Parker High School. We're going to go see Vodney Cleveland and talk to him. That's going to be another edition of On the Front Row with Faith, and we're going to film a show up there, and we're going to talk to him. But another guy coming in this weekend that everybody's looking to from Wadley High School that we've talked about probably for the last 2 weeks is Jaquez Wilkes. Jaquez Wilkes, another one of these highly touted edge rusher guys. Looking forward to seeing how that visit goes. I think he's going to be a really, really highly sought after guy by a lot of people for that position. Playing at 1A Wadley, hasn't had an opportunity to really play that position very much. Being at a 1A school, he plays middle linebacker. He plays running back. So not really having an opportunity to play the position that he's going to be projected at the next level. So we'll talk some more about that in just a little bit. But going back to the offensive line, Wilson Zaire coming in, definitely a priority. He's got official visits scheduled for Wisconsin, Michigan, and Alabama coming up in the month of June, in addition to the visit he'll have coming in this weekend. All right, I've talked out. I've been doing that for 15 minutes by myself. Glad to have Faith in with me now. I don't know what happened to Randy. The power in Dadeville goes out it just goes out. I don't understand why. It can be a pretty day outside and the power just goes out. But anyway, glad to see you, Faith.
Hi.
Welcome
Good
in
to
this
see
morning.
you. How was your weekend?
It was good. Weekend was really good. Hey, look, I'm not going to lie. It was good to have a day off yesterday.
Yeah, it was nice. I actually woke up in a panic because I woke up pretty late yesterday and I saw that it said Monday, and I woke up in an absolute panic thinking I had missed everything until I realized we took yesterday off.
That's
and
right.
I had to tell myself, hey, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, we don't. That just tells you we don't take days off. And when we finally do, it's kind of weird. And I woke up. I didn't wake up in a panic. I knew that I had the day off, but it was like, man, something feels off. But glad to be back this morning and going. And hopefully you had a great weekend as well.
Yeah, the weather actually yesterday cleared out. It was supposed to be pretty nasty yesterday. Ended up being
Right.
a beautiful day. Got to get some sun finally. It felt like the sun, you know that I'm just a little flower. I love to photosynthesize out in the sun. And it feels like there's been some nasty days the past couple of days. And being able to get out in the sun finally felt really good yesterday.
It's good to get a little vitamin C and to get out
I
there.
think it's vitamin D, right?
Is it vitamin D or is it vitamin C? Is it vitamin D? Maybe it is. One of the two.
I
You
don't
should know.
know.
You're the UV index
I feel like it's vitamin
expert.
D.
So maybe it is vitamin D. I think you're probably right. I would
Yeah,
side with you if I'm out
I'll
there.
fact check.
Yep, I would definitely side with you on that. While you're fact checking, let's get to some more of our partners here. I've already covered our first group, which again we appreciate them so very much. But Sure Shot here in Alexander City, it's always hunting season, even though it's not deer or turkey season. There's always time to get up to Sure Shot. Isn't that right?
It is. Sure Shot is awesome, and Reese and I were actually talking about maybe heading up there and doing the handgun course while he's here this week. So
There you go.
I don't know if we'll be able to share videos of that, but maybe on the Instagram. So if we
Yeah, I
do
don't
get
know
to
that
go
they'd
up
let us
there,
share the video on here. They'd probably YouTube would
yeah,
probably
I think
come
it'd
down
get
on that.
taken down.
But that's okay. But you can go take the handgun classes, and you can also go buy whatever firearm that you're looking for, whether it be a handgun, long gun, whatever. I buy all of my stuff from there. They've got great deals on apparel right now, so it's kind of gotten out of the main hunting season for everybody. So they've got some really good deals there on apparel, and then of course all of the ammo that you're looking for, they've got it. So make sure you hit them up in Alexander City, right there on Highway 280. You can't miss them.
Oliver Ross, if you've got a party of 20 people, or if you've got a party of 20,000 people, or convention maybe of 20,000 people, Oliver Ross is certified and licensed bartenders that are going to be able to elevate your party so that you can just focus on the entertainment side of it all, and they will be able to focus on the bartending. So it's always nice to not have to worry about too many things, especially when you're hosting something. Oliver Ross is going to take care of you in the entire process of it.
Absolutely. Talked to Mark this weekend. I think they had a great weekend as well. So it was just gorgeous weather for the most part down here around Lake Martin. So again, hopefully everybody was able to take advantage of some good weather here and there and dodge the rain. It did rain some, but you were able to kind of manage that for the most part. Faith, we were just talking about. I was talking about there was no we to it. It was me and whoever was watching. The official visitors coming in, and I was talking about Landon Duckworth being the priority now at quarterback. That Travis Burgess is off the table, making the commitment last week to North Carolina. He's not going to be making that trip. So all the attention now on Landon Duckworth from Jackson, 6'3", 195 pounds. We've talked about this. So now we thought this was obviously an odd setup, having both of those quarterbacks come in on the same weekend. We don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, don't have to worry about that. But also, I think we were talking it up a lot because of how out of the ordinary it was having two at the same time. And I think we came to the conclusion that it might be, a good thing to have them both there. Well, now I think we're going to have to think about it being a good thing that he's going alone at this point.
Right.
And, I think that he's got three other visits that he's going to be taking. And with us being the first, it's going to have to leave the same impact that the guys on the first week, they said that Auburn was able to leave a good taste in their mouth after coming and seeing. And I think also too, him going and seeing the quarterback situation right now, hopefully it's a good one, and hopefully he's impressed by that. But I figure he'll probably be staying with Deuce. And I hope that would be a good good person to stay with. We've seen how much action Deuce has gotten just in this spring practice. But yeah, that's kind of my thought on it.
Yeah, and then like you said, he's got 3 more visits after hours. He's got South Carolina, then he'll be going to see Gus at Florida State. So, and then of course Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. I think they're the team to really watch with him. That they've been high on him for a while. But Auburn now with an in-state prospect, going to put the full court press on, no doubt, this weekend. And I think obviously, look, sometimes things happen, and they happen, and it ends up being really, really good for you. I'm not saying that having Travis Burgess and Landon Duckworth was a bad thing at the same time, but I didn't know how they, and we talked about with Jason, we didn't really know how they were going to manage the attention. It's not like you
Yeah.
had two running backs like Jay Lamar and Derek Cooper the week before on campus talking, hey, look, we can share a backfield, or we can come here to do this, or have two wide receivers that go, hey, you come here, I come here, we can help each other. Two quarterbacks is odd because only one's going to play.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I just didn't know how that was going to be managed.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good that he's going to be alone and have all the focus on him. But yeah, like you just said, Ole Miss is really pushing for him.
They
And
get the
it's
last visit.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it's his last visit. So
we'll see. That's going to be one you and I watch this weekend. 100%. I know everybody else is too, but we'll try to get some inside information on how that visit goes, and we'll hear quotes. Obviously, Jason and Christian over on 24/7 will do a really good job of covering these guys as they come in. So we'll hear from them, and hopefully next Monday we'll have Jason on with us to kind of recap the weekend like he normally does. But I know you and I both will be paying attention to how Landon Duckworth's visit goes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big one.
All right, some others, and again, we'll go through these as the week progresses, and we'll just focus on a couple of them. And one that you and I've talked about a million times is Jaquez Wilkes. I just mentioned it before you jumped on. He's another one of these top edge rusher type guys. They've shifted him around now. And a lot of people have him projected as an edge. Some have him projected now at linebacker. Could he play that hybrid position? Yeah, he could at 6'4", 220 pounds. He's going to put some weight on. How much weight is he going to put on? How much weight does Auburn want him to put on? And where does Auburn really want to play him? Especially with a guy like Hezekiah Harris that's coming in with him this weekend, who is basically the same size. I mean, maybe an inch taller, but they both weigh the same. One on 24/7 is projected as an edge, and the other is projected as a linebacker now. So, again, you'll take both.
I think it's hard to, having had Jaquez at a 1A school where he hasn't even been able to play his actual position that he's been recruited for.
Right.
So I can imagine how difficult that has been, kind of knowing where he's going to fit in best and being able to actually practice against some good competition. Or at least that's what he told me.
Yeah.
So
he said it in the interview.
Yeah. I think you hit that spot on, that, it's you've got Hezekiah Harris, who's been committed for how long now, coming in at edge, and Jaquez, who, when I spoke to him, he said, both edge and linebacker. But he's been recruited as an edge rusher, but hasn't even been able to actually play that position.
Right. And again, he's got to think about that, and maybe how that changes how teams pursue him and what position they want him to play moving forward. So,
but it's a versatility thing too, and I think that's a good thing for him, is showing how much of a versatile player he is.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I think that's extremely key there. We'll talk about some more of those guys coming in this weekend tomorrow. That's obviously starting with Landon Duckworth. I mean, who is the quarterback in this class? That's the thing that I keep hearing. I keep seeing people, Auburn fans, a little bit concerned. And look, I'll be honest with you. I think maybe the coaching staff even, not that they were surprised that North Carolina was pushing hard, that he went ahead and made the commitment before his official visit, because we've been paying as much attention to Travis Burgess as anybody, and he really narrowed it down to two schools. And Coach Austin and Coach Nix had made a trip over several weeks ago. He shared that. Don't know what North Carolina threw at him, but obviously whatever it was, it made him go ahead and pull the trigger to commit and say, look, I don't need to go to Auburn now. And a lot of times when a quarterback makes a commitment like that, they're done. they're going to go ahead and start being a big time recruiter for their school. They're going to be looked at as a guy that's going to try to go out and get more guys to come join their class. So I think that ship has sailed. So really, if you're looking at it from an OV standpoint, Faith, for Auburn, Landon Duckworth's the only guy on the board right now at quarterback.
Yeah. I think Auburn's going to be pushing really heavily, but I think, again, like you said, it's once they commit, they're done as quarterbacks. But also, I think it's hard for guys to want to commit to Auburn as at that position, just because of how unsuccessful we've been, and how we had a whole quarterback room transfer out after this past season, and we had to get a whole group of new guys in, and we haven't been able to actually see what the dynamic is against another team. And if he's going to commit before the season actually starts, and he doesn't say, "Oh, I've seen a change in Auburn and how they've been able to make develop quarterbacks,"
True.
that's going to be a big problem, I think.
Yeah, that until you can change the narrative, that's always going to be out there. So again, it goes back to success on the field and wins and all that. Plus, you got guys coming in over the next several weeks that Auburn has committed that you're going to have to hang on to. I mean,
Right.
One being that we'll talk about maybe tomorrow is Jamichael Garrett, the linebacker that's kind of hopped around and was at Gulf Shores. He's now in Baton Rouge, so now that LSU is going to be a threat there. But again, that's part of the recruiting business, and that's the nature of the beast, and that's what you deal with. All right, let's talk about a couple more of our partners, and I want to shift over and get your thoughts on golf and baseball real quick, since I didn't get a chance to do that. All right, so
Old Number One Customs. Guys, don't DIY it for 2 weeks. Get it done by the professionals. Don't DIY it yourself for 2 years. Get it done.
Or don't do it for 2 weeks either.
Yep. I don't think anyone would be able to DIY their kitchen or bathroom in 2 weeks, but if you can, I can guarantee it's probably going to fall apart. So get it done in 2 weeks with Old Number One Customs. Stick with the professionals. They're going to be able to make your kitchen or bathroom a beautiful transformation.
Absolutely. Can't say enough good things about Old Number One Customs. Give them a call, 334-752-6162.
In JFA Blue Plumbing, you can't put a price on health. You are not able to actually get all the water in your body if it's got the toxins and it's not purified and it's disgusting with all the bad things in it. So JFA Blue Plumbing can install Home Atlas Water Filter Duo that's going to be able to purify every single drip of water that comes out of any faucet in your entire house. Don't shower with the Brita filter over it. Get JFA Blue Plumbing to go ahead and install a Home Atlas Water Filter Duo. And they've got an easy number to remember, 844-JFA Blue.
You got to have that drip now, right?
Any single drip drop that comes out of the faucet, it's going to be purified water, guys.
That's right. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right. Just your thoughts real quick on golf. I mean, golf positioned itself here at number 2. Would have loved to finish 1, but Arizona State with another solid round, but Auburn solidifies the 2 seed, and they'll take on Virginia today in match play. It really doesn't matter. It's just about getting in the top 8 and matching up. But Auburn, the only team, Faith, that was under par every single round. So consistency wise, Auburn's the team.
Yeah, I just think the very first round kind of set us back some. When I was watching or keeping up with it, the first round, and I saw that we were in the top 8, but we were back. We were not doing very, very well. And, I was getting kind of nervous, like, oh gosh, is this always happens, but something's got to give here. And of course, Auburn was able to squeak out what they normally do and come back in the next couple of rounds. But yeah, I think they had a good round 2 with 6 under, and then round 3 and 4 were also 2 under. I just don't think they played the best golf that they've ever played.
No, they did.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, they went under every single round. And if you look at some of the other teams, Arizona State literally went +7 in round 3. So that, and I think the third round it looks like one of the harder rounds for a lot of the teams.
Absolutely.
Because they were over 7, and then Florida, who's at number 3, went +4, and they went under every single round other than round 3 there too.
Round 3, very windy for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But Auburn handled it better than, I'm not saying we're hoping for wind, but if you look at it, Auburn was able to handle the windy day better than everybody else. So, but sitting there in great position. You got to take on Virginia first. You can't worry about anybody else. And, one at a time in match play. And I think Auburn sets up really good, being familiar with the course, winning a championship here last year, knowing what it takes. The team that they battled for that championship last year didn't make the cut, and they missed it by 1 stroke. Ole Miss knocked Florida State out, and they grabbed the 8 seed. Florida State, the 9 at 12 over. So just right there on that cut line, that sucks. If you're not crying for either one of them, I didn't care. But just if you're in that position, that sucks to miss an opportunity there to play for a national championship by 1 stroke. That's golf. That's any sport. Everything's either a matter of inches or a matter of 1 point or 1 stroke or whatever. So looking forward to it, though, today. You can watch it on the Golf Channel this afternoon. Coverage starts at noon. So make sure you tune that in. You'll be able to watch as everything gets started in match play. All right, baseball.
Wait. One more thing there real quick.
Yep.
Jackson securing a PGA Tour card.
Right.
Big deal for him. Super exciting. I don't know if you already said that earlier, but
yeah, I did talk just a little bit about it, but yeah, I'm glad you brought it back up. So
yeah, definitely really exciting for him. So I didn't know if you had already said that, but yeah.
Yeah, I said a lot of things when I was talking for about 20 minutes.
I know. I'm sorry.
No. Oh no, it's not your. I mean, heck, you can't help the power went out in Dadeville, Alabama, of course. All right, the regional for Auburn, Central Connecticut, Stetson, and NC State. I think it sets up really good. Auburn gets the number 4 seed nationally, faced the highest, tied for the highest seed ever in Auburn history. So
yeah,
rewarded for a tough schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. There's 13 SEC teams in the tournament, and that's an NCAA record.
Right.
So that's exciting too.
They just keep racking up records, like 14 teams in basketball, 13 in baseball.
Right.
So
again, it just shows how hard this conference is.
In everything, in every sport.
Literally in every single sport.
So the regional gets started on Friday, and so make sure you go out. I mean, reserve seats are sold out. There may be a few general admission tickets left. I know there was less than 300 last night. So if you're trying to get into the regional, I read where Chase Fralick 2 years ago at the regional tried to come watch Auburn. He couldn't get a ticket. Couldn't get in. I don't think he's going to have that problem now. He's part of the reason Auburn is in this regional. He's played so well as a freshman. So it's just funny to think back on, and hear stories like that. I think Jason Caldwell reported that and kind of talked to him. And so again, it's just going to be exciting. So that starts Friday. It'll go through the weekend.
It'll be a beautiful weekend. Other than Friday, It's supposed to be a little rainy, but other than that, it's supposed to be a beautiful weekend. So if you can get out there, if you've got tickets,
right, go do it.
Get on.
Go do it. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us here on this Tuesday. I almost said Monday. It feels like Monday. It's going to feel like Monday all day, but I stopped myself on this Tuesday. Again, Randy and I will be with you at lunch today for the Auburn Blitz TV show. So make sure you tune us in right back here on YouTube or Facebook or Charter Channel 701 or Channel 80 if you're watching on TV. So, again, thanks to everybody. Again, appreciate all of you that continue to subscribe. If you haven't done that, please go out there and do that. We would greatly appreciate that. Please make sure you like and share our content if you really enjoy what we put out every day. And Faith and I will be back with you again this time tomorrow for another edition of the Auburn Blitz podcast. And we want everybody to have
The best day ever.
absolutely, and a big old
War Eagle.